welcome everybody. This is what we hope to be the first of a season sort of review each week on the Butchers and what they're up to, a bit of stuff on the club and whatnot. It's pretty low budget. We've got one microphone and we're filming this off a computer, so bear with us. Hopefully it'll get better as we go. Johnny Pett's going to be with me each week to review it. Johnny played a bit of juniors with the club, played for Norths, and now doing a bit of commentating on Bar TV, which shows the local footy live if you can get it, or you can get it replay of it. And he's also doing a bit of commentary for the Canterbury Cup on SWR 99.9, and he's also doing a podcast with Mitch Jennings from the Mercury. Busy man, Johnny.
Yeah, a bit going on, Wilco, but excited to do this podcast for the Butchers each week and have a review of what's happened and what's going forward. Yeah, it's pretty busy on Saturdays and Sundays, but you know, when you enjoy footy, it's all good.
Yeah, so usually if you are watching a Butchers game, 99% of the time you'll hear Johnny's voice commentating. Let's get into it. Thurul actually had a bye last week, so we'll go back to the Collies game. Thurul won 20-18. What are your thoughts, Johnny?
Yeah, look, it was always going to be a big day there at Gibson Park. It was a reunion for the 99 under-18 side and also the first grade side of that year when they both won the premiership, so it was a 20-year reunion there. So a few of the boys from each side gathered out on the old boys bar over on the hill and slammed a few cans down, enjoyed the game, and it was a slight victory to the Butchers in round one. Collies, they had that never say die attitude there and got down to 11 men, but it was a good little last couple of minutes effort there from Jake Walsh, putting a nice deft kick into the in-goal line, and the fullback fumbled it, and Callum Tower was just there on the spot to score the winning try. A lot to take out of that game. I think the Butchers will tend to feel they got a little bit lucky in that one. They're a red-hot side, Collegians this year, but I think the Butchers might just take a little bit more out of that side, a little bit more to work with out of that game, and moving forward I think they'll be better for that win.
Yeah, definitely. It was like blowing the rust off the first game, so both sides sort of are going to improve on that.
A few people out that day as well.
Yeah, I believe there was 5 people that Thurul could have selected that weren't there.
Yep.
And that's why Aaron Beef stepped up, and we'll have a bit of a chat about him in a second. Jay Gallagher. What a beast.
Yeah, enormous. He was in and out of the side last year for the Butchers, for Jared Costello. This year he's here full time at this stage with the Butchers. So he's going to be a massive plus there in that back row. The combination with Luke Gallagher and Mick Morris, those back three, 11, 12 and 13, the tail end of that scrum, they're probably the best back row in this competition. I think the Butchers have got the best forward pack in the competition, but the addition of Jay Gallagher this year is just something special, and that charge down try in round one was really, really good. Charge it down and just run about 60 metres there to score the try right past the old boys bar there. He got a bit of a cheer on the way through.
Glenn Sellers for sure. Yeah, he was solid anyway. What are your thoughts on Luke Dodge in the centres?
Yeah, well, I just touched on the 11, 12 and 13. You have to put Dodgy in the side somewhere. He's been such a good clubman over the last few years. He's strong, he's consistent. I really like now the way Luke Dodge plays rugby league. He wears the socks down and just plays 100% every game you see him. And he had to be in the side somewhere. And you know, when Jared Costello was probably picking the side, he really had to put him somewhere. And number 3 was probably the next best option for him. And he's really been outstanding in that centre position. You know, the older you get, you usually tend to move into the middle of the field. Look at Joel Ruskin. He was a winger a few years ago, and now he's the evergreen prop. So he's the new beefy. He's Rusco. But yeah, great that Dodgy's playing good football in the centres there.
Yeah, I like him out there. He's like strong and well. He can run them lines too.
And he's always going to get early ball. You got Jake Walsh there wearing the number 7 on his back, and Ryan Fletcher coming to the Butchers this year playing 5'8". Great 2 rugby league players, and they're going to have a good combination, that 6 and 7 throughout the year. It's only going to get better, and they'll provide great early ball to both Dodgy and Callum out there in the centres.
Yeah, whoever's the winger on that side might be in for a few tries this year if he stays out there. Tommy Simpson, crowd favourite.
Yeah, bit of a ladies' favourite as well, isn't he?
Apparently. Check out his social media, it's unbelievable. Aaron Beef. He was supposed to have retired, but as usual, he just steps up when the club sort of needs him.
Yeah, he's a great club and beefy. He
Yeah.
just, everyone thought he was retired at the end of last year after getting to that grand final. Unfortunately, getting rolled the Butchers did, but it's the Aaron Beef Grandstand there at Thirroul. It's named after him, and so it should be. He's been a stalwart for the club for a long time.
It's about as old as him.
Yeah, so maybe an upgrade coming up soon.
Hopefully, I think they're working on that. I really thought that once Aaron sort of got on there, he sort of changed a bit of the momentum. When he gets that quick play the ball, he really makes a lot of yards in behind the ruck there.
Yeah, for 50 years of age, Beefy, he still gets up and plays a quick ball. It's good that he gets out there because the young guys really thrive on him.
Yeah.
They see this old bloke there running on the field, putting in 100%, keeping up with the pace of the game. These young blokes are keeping up with him, so good on Beefy for strapping the boots back on and helping out the Butchers last weekend.
I'm sure it won't be his last game this year. Jacko will have him in mind here and
Well,
there.
it's a good thing, isn't it? He's coaching, him and Couchy coaching the reserve grade side, so he's always going to be at the games.
Yeah.
And, a string of injuries or something happens, Beefy's there to pull the boots back on and go again.
He's a resilient type of bloke, mate. I think I can remember him 2 injuries. One was a shoulder that he came back from in town with, so he was out there for a while, and then I think the other one maybe a groin, but can't remember him missing games or anything.
Talking about games, he must be up around near 350 now.
Easy.
We've seen him, 4 years ago
Yep.
with the 300th game.
Yeah, just another celebration.
Yep.
It's like
Another drink.
Cameron Smith of the local comp. While we're here, Collies. Thoughts on Collies?
Yeah, good. I really like this Collie side. They were successful beating the Butchers in that pre-season grand final down there at Zeens Park. They're a good side. Jared Boyle's just he's the architect of that side. He's everything for them. Just the way he conducts his play week in, week out. He laid on 3 try assists against the Butchers in round 1. You've got to stop Jared Boyle to stop this Collie side, but they've got a lot of depth, a lot of young kids coming through, and with Nathan Foon at the helm, I think they're going to be very hard to beat this year.
I didn't mind their fullback either, Alec Reid. Thought he played good.
3 tries, Alec Reid. He turned hero to villain there because he was the one that fumbled the ball. The Jake Walsh kick there in the last couple of minutes there for the Butchers to get that victory.
Yeah, right. On to this week's game. Thirroul's coming up against Corrimal, who have won their last 2 games, and I believe it's been some years since they have won their first 2 games of the comp.
Yeah, 2015, I think it goes back to those stats courtesy of Mitch Jennings. They knocked off two games in a row back then. They've done it this season. They're looking good, Corrimal. Last year they had a lot of injury dramas throughout the year, not much depth there. This year they seem to have a stronger squad. Their 1-17 looks pretty fair on paper. I don't know where they go from 17 downwards. I think the depth might be lacking a little bit there, but look, they've started the season strong. A couple of new players. George Tyson out there in the centres, he looks big, fast and strong. He scored a couple of good tries we've seen so far in that pre-season, as well as one last week against Dapto. I think they're going to taste a defeat this week. I think the Butchers are going to have the victory over them. I just tend to feel the Butchers are a class above the Cougars.
These are usually tough games, these local derbies. It doesn't matter if they're flogging you or you're flogging them. They're just hard, and they're scrappy sort of games that knock-ons, whatever. It's just
they're always, no matter where each team is on the competition ladder, it's always a local derby, and both teams are always pumped up for this game. And Thirroul, they stole Blake Higgins this year from Corrimal to the Butchers.
Yep.
So look, Blake will be wanting to put his mark on the game to let the Cougars know what they missed out on this year.
Yeah, Thomas Maloney, thoughts on him?
Yeah, huge fan of Thomas Maloney. He broke his leg last year in the pre-season or in round 1. It really put a dent in Corrimal moving forward last season. Speaking to his dad, the coach, they really structured everything around Thomas Maloney last year. That failed once he had the season off, but he's come back huge in round 1 and 2. His combination with Jared Smith in the halves has just been something really special for Corrimal, and also with Thomas Garrido going back to fullback. So those 3, they're going to strike up a really good combination this season. And look, they're probably going to be around that 4th spot, I think, Corrimal this year. I really think they're the team to nudge into that 4th spot at the pointy end of the season.
Do they still get some of the Canterbury Cup players back there, or is that
I'm
sort
not
of
sure.
stopped?
I think that sort of stopped a little bit. I'm not sure where in the system these guys do sit, but there's a couple of guys in the under-20 system, in the Jersey Flegg system, that sort of come in and out of that Corrimal side.
Yeah, well, Thirroul coming off a bye, so this could be a tough sort of game for them.
Yeah, look, I think the Butchers will be right going into this game. A lot of coaches like the week off. A lot of them like doing momentum straight through. But look, it was a tough game against Collies in round one. So to have that bye straight up after that victory, that tough victory, I think they'll be fresh and ready to rock and roll for round three.
Let's hope so. Jacko will...
Oh, look, Jacko, he's a very smart coach, Jacko.
Yeah.
I think he's got a lot of respect around the Butchers players and throughout the club. And I think he's a very, very good coach. He's very well structured in what he does. He watches a lot of replays and everything like that, and he knows when his boys are on song, and I think they're in for a big season.
He's been part of the club for a long time.
Yeah, he has. Thirroul Junior, gone through all the grades.
Yep.
Now coach of his junior club, and I think he's doing a sensational job.
So
I think he's the one to lead through this next dynasty.
Yep.
Sort of like what Phil Oswald did many years ago.
Yeah, I agree. Just back on to Thirroul, there was a lot of juniors I seen. I think I counted 7 in their team, which is really good to see.
Yeah, it's good to see as well. They put the asterisks next to their name.
Yeah.
Like we seen that years ago in the programs, the asterisks next to the game saying they were a junior.
Yeah.
They let it go for a few years, but it's good to see that asterisk back next to the names, and you can sort of have a look at some of these big money spending clubs. There's not many asterisks next to their names.
I won't go into that. The game's this Saturday at Zeems Park at 3 p.m. Are you calling that one, John?
Yeah, I'll be down there doing that one for Bar TV, so that can be. If you can't make to the game, you can live stream that through the Bar TV Facebook page or YouTube, and hopefully Wilco can get it up.
It's good. If you can't get there, definitely tune into it. Just a bit of other news on the SG Ball, Illawarra Steelers SG Ball team, which had a real Thirroul flavour about it, and they got a victory.
Yeah, it was a big day up there at Bankwest Stadium. I called that game for 99.9 SWA League, and yeah, it was a real Butchers feeling up there. I caught up with Ben Lynn and Paulie Hatchell and also Dan Nolan as they come off the bus there and had a chat to them. And look, as soon as they got off the bus, they were super confident, really relaxed, all the players. They knew they were in for a big game, but they played sensational out there. And Aaron Shop, Trent Griffiths, Connor Mollison, and Aaron Munro, Jackson Sherrod, they're all Butchers people that have been involved in this SG Ball side. And I think they partied pretty hard after the victory, as you would. It's been 23 years since the Steelers have got that trophy back down here, and to have all those Butchers people involved, it was really good.
I wonder if Keith Lynn made an appearance. You don't want to see him, believe me. Yeah, that's really good of them. And Benny Lynn's been in that system for a while as a coach, and I don't know where he goes from here.
Yeah, well, he's a very good coach from all reports. He's had these kids for a number of years, and what he done with this SG Ball side has been really special. He's just moulded them so well, and they were the standout, them and Manly, all season in the competition. They got the edge over Manly in the grand final. But look, I hope for Benny Lind he can step up into that Jersey Flegg sort of role if that's on the cards. Not sure which direction he's going, but look, he's someone he's got a very good football brain. He was a very good player, and by all reports, he's a very good coach.
What about these 5 kids? Well, are they coming back to Thirroul, or
I think we'll see a few of them. I think we'll see a few of them come back into the under-18 side for Thirroul, but I think we might see limited time of Aaron Shop.
Yeah.
I think he's probably on the cusp or in that fold of playing Jersey Flegg with the Dragons this season. He was sensational on the weekend.
He's a monster of a kid for a young lad.
Yeah, he's a big lad, fast, strong, good defensively, runs a really good line. And I think he'll be a big plus for the Dragons, Jersey Flegg. He was a standout for me on Saturday. He came up with a kid by the last name of Travojevic out from Manly in the centres, and they had huge raps on Travojevic as his 2 older brothers are superstars in the game. And Shoppy just manhandled him. He really got up in his face and shut him down, which was really, really good. And the only way that Travojevic made metres is when he went to the other side of the field or into the centre of the paddock. So Shoppy really contained him and showed what an outstanding player that Aaron Shop is.
I can't see him coming back for you, Munga. I think Jacko will take him straight to first grade. Dodgy might have to sit on the bench.
Yeah, well, that's going to be another selection drama, isn't it? Like, Dodgy's playing good football, isn't he, in the centre? So look, it just adds to the strength of all three grades for the Butchers. So looking at their reserve grade side last week on paper, it was sensational as well.
Yeah.
Big Moose playing reserve grade. Like he was your first grade grand finalist forward last year.
Yep, very true. Right, that's about it for this week. Hopefully we'll be back next week. We'll also tell you about club events and stuff like that, which there's not anything happening at this stage or for the next couple of weeks. So when that comes on board, we'll let you know. Old Boys Raffle is Sundays at Beaches from around 4:45. I think you start. You get down there and see a few old legends like Keith Cole. And that's probably about it. If you were after Johnny, he'll be on Bar TV this Saturday from 3 p.m. Actually, the league's done pretty well with the social media and getting Bar TV and stuff
they're
on
going
board.
good with it. Yeah, it's good publicity for the Illawarra competition, and also just for all the fans that can't get out to the game.
Yeah.
They're letting everyone know where they can watch the live stream action.
Yeah, that's true. If you are at the games, there's no more printed programs. You have to take your own. Maybe they might be able to fix that. You always love a program,
Yeah,
surely.
I'm a huge fan of the program. Love sitting on the hill, reading the program, having a look at the ottle games. I think it needs to come back into the
Yeah,
fold.
I agree. And it's a bit of memorabilia, especially if you win the comp. You usually go back through a few of those too. So anyway,
Beefy would have a few.
I bet he doesn't have one. His mum would probably have a few. Anyway, thanks for watching us, and we'll see you later. Also, catch Johnny on his podcast, which is up Fridays on the Mercury, and we'll have it on the Butcher's website as well. It's with Mitch Jennings, who's a scribe for the Mercury. See you next week. Just a quick shout out to Ryan's Hotel for letting us film this up in the cocktail bar. If anyone's out there and looking for somewhere to hold an event, this is the place. Come down and see Phil.